a brand new dock and boat, which will help students study the local waterways at Riverview High School.
Tie the ends of the string together in a double knot.
This is a classroom of tomorrow, and these students are learning about science in the newly designed classroom.
And the phone is going to power up.
These Pineview students are building solar-powered cell phone chargers. We'll see if they work or not.
I have one for you. That's pretty. You do well in school. How old are you?
New backpacks and school supplies for these students at Emma E. Booker Elementary School. So please stay with us for all those stories. And they're only on this edition of Education Excellence.
Do well in school.
Hi, I'm Sarah Michieli, a senior from the digital video production class at Sarasota County Technical Institute. And to start off this edition of Education Excellence, an anonymous donor gave Riverview High School a donation of $100,000 to build a dock on the creek behind the school, and also purchase a pontoon boat so the students will be able to study the local waterways. Here's a look as the boat was christened and the dock was dedicated.
Oh my goodness, it's actually my birthday and I can't think of a better way to celebrate, having the whole school participate. We were completely blown away by the fact that here we've been working on plans for a dock for several years and had no idea where we would come up with the resources to actually build the dock. And we're so fortunate to just have a donation just given to us to build this beautiful structure. It took about 3 weeks to build. Over the summer I kept kind of peeking in on it, and I haven't even seen the boat, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So today was a major surprise, and we're so excited. The students will be so happy to be part of this program.
Okay, start your engine.
Having a boat on campus will really let students get a hands-on experience, and it should be really fun.
I'm really excited about this. I mean, I've been in Marine Science Honors last year, and now I'm in DE, dual enrollment marine biology, and I just think it's phenomenal. I mean, I love boating and fishing and just marine science in general, so if we actually can come out here and we have a boat now and a dock, I think that's great.
Thank you very much. We've done some, especially our chemistry classes, environmental classes, and biology classes in marine science and aquaculture have done a lot of work with the creek, but this gives us a whole different access to the creek. We have a wonderful partnership with Mote Marine and do research with them. This is a great research, real-world research opportunities. Some of our students have already been out here in the dock doing water quality.
It's a great opportunity for us. It just allows us to have so much more hands-on experience as far as the aquaculture and marine biology programs go.
It's absolutely so exciting. I think we're probably one of the only schools in Sarasota County that has this opportunity to have a boat and have a dock. So it's just a great opportunity for Riverview.
Absolutely, and I think, if I'm correct, we're the only school in Sarasota County that has a dock. So very fortunate, and the kids are going to use it for both water quality studies, and we're going to study organisms that live in the creek, compare that to the Sarasota Bay area, and compare that to what's out in the Gulf. So everything that kind of flows downhill, we're going to be studying and finding out about.
It'll be pretty awesome to go out here and just really get a more hands-on experience. I mean, we already have that with the greenhouse and everything, but this is great.
I've learned over time that if you have a vision and you have a concrete product, you can usually find someone to fund it. And it was one of those perfect storms. George Maseratani was visiting. We had done a tour of the campus. We were talking about programs. I showed him a picture of the dock. He goes, wow, I was leaving to go out of town, he called me and said, I have a donor who's going to give you $50,000 for the dock and the boat, another $50,000 for the Kilty Band. And I go, thank you very much. And it's a rare time when you get a phone call and somebody gives you $100,000 without even asking.
So I think it's a great opportunity that we have this dock to learn more about where we live.
The Riverview students are really going to enjoy their new boat, and thanks again to that wonderful donor who made it all possible. Coming up next on Education Excellence.
Square, triangle, or triangle, square, square. Well, you guys gotta come to agreement, fill out number 2 before you start cutting.
This is called a classroom of tomorrow, and as we'll see, the students from Booker Middle like the changes and the new equipment is really making a difference. That story when Education Excellence continues right after this short timeout.
Class, you've got enough materials for 4 shapes. So I want every person in the group making a shape. So a group of 4 is gonna make 2 triangles and 2 squares. It doesn't matter who, but one person needs to make one shape.
So I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family. Ooh. So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
It's called the Classroom of Tomorrow, and at Booker Middle School, these newly designed classrooms are helping students. The new classrooms are for math and science, and as we're about to see, the students love the new technology, and the teachers have found that the students are doing better and getting through the lessons with more success.
Okay, guys, this is 4 pages. It's just some of the experiments we've been looking at so far in class.
I think it's great that schools are learning, they're developing more because if you think about it, kids every day use technology, so I think they'll understand better if the schools use the same or better technology.
Wasn't there a slide or something?
It's great because you get to interact with all the computers and you get to touch screen and everything, so it's a great experience.
It depends on how you did your experiment. When I taught math last year, just out of the book, doing book work, it's hard. They just start daydreaming, they're not on task. It's hard to keep them engaged for the entire hour. Whereas on here, we do an experiment or a lab or anything on these computers, and they want to do it the entire time.
It's a really good experience that we get to use 21st century technology in a classroom like this. And if this is how school's going to be, we're going to have a really good education.
There's 4 pages. You guys need to go to the next page and do the next experiment.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier because at my old school we'd have to get up out of our seats and go all the way across the room to the other computer, but now it's right there at my fingertips.
My kids love it. They do it. This is what they do at home. They're on their computer, they're on their cell phones, tablets, all that stuff. They're engaged with that. They love to see it here. We also incorporate our cell phones into the class. You saw last period how they answer that poll on their cell phones. Anytime you can bring the technology into it, it's the hook for the kids and they're interested.
I mean, it's just a teacher talking. When you can look at a screen and get into it, it's just so much better.
Easier for me to comprehend, like seeing it where I can like touch it and like hands-on things. Like I just think that's a lot easier than just like looking in a book.
And there's nothing.
That's it, just those 4. So when you're done, save it in 3rd period.
Well, it's making a really big difference in our education because like 21st century children like us, we learn easier, like if we're using technology. Like I learn if I'm like reading it down and I can write it, and then if I can see it, then I learn it. Because we're all different learners. Some people can't use the technology and they use the books and write it down. That's how they learn. But a lot of people learn off of the computer and they can do it really good.
You've got 2 containers.
It's in all science and math classes. In my math class, I get to use it again. And every time I use it, it just fascinates me.
All right, so just follow the instructions there. Before you start building, you need to do number 2, which is your hypothesis. We've been stressing for the last couple of years group work throughout the district. And yeah, it's keeping the groups together. I've got 4 people at each table. That's how we set up the classroom tomorrow. And every one of them has to work together. Every one of them wants to be doing something because they all want to be playing with the computer.
When I was in 5th grade, we didn't have anything. We just had paper and pencil and a teacher. So yeah, it's much better now.
There are 8 classrooms that have been transformed into classrooms of tomorrow at Booker Middle School. Coming up next on Education Excellence. It might be time to throw away that cell phone charger and try using what these Pineview students have created. That story continues on Education Excellence after this short break.
So this right here is one of those moments where science can save your life, right? Because you understand how this works, you can make that. If you were camping, I was in Yosemite.
Lead paint poisoning affects 1 million children today. If you're pregnant or have young children and your home was built before 1978, you could be at risk. Learn how to protect your family. To find your home's danger zones, the health effects, or just to find help, log on to leadfreekids.org.
Oh, sweetheart. Can I give you a hand?
No thanks, Dad. I got it.
Okay. I'm gonna go fix the lamp in your room.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Bring this one.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
Pineview students have been working on building cell phone chargers that rely on solar power. The project took about 3 weeks to build the devices, and we'll see if they in fact work and charge their cell phones. Here's a look at the process.
But the USB charger needs 5 volts. We got 6 volts. What do we do to make it 5?
It was a lot of fun. We took old cell phones that we just had lying around the house and that we could use as like junk cell phones, and we took the normal charger that we would use to actually power it into the wall outlet and took it and stripped it and saw how much voltage was actually coming out of that charger and what we needed to match. And then we took the solar panels and figured out how many we actually needed to power the cell phone and found a way to connect them all in a circuit to make sure it actually powered the cell phone and all the power went into the cell phone.
If we could get a little bit of sun.
Oh,
Yeah.
Definitely cell phones are very important to teenagers today. I was really skeptical that it was going to work at first because I thought, how can these tiny little solar panels, you know, how could they power a cell phone or, you know, anything, pretty much anything. And so when we finally got it to work though, it was really cool and I was really amazed.
It wasn't trying, it was confusing at times because you have to make sure if something doesn't work, then you have to try each different part of the circuit to find out which part is broken. But we got it in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. You know, it's another one of those things that's really just amazing that it actually works. And what's so cool about it is, with some pretty basic understanding of the physics involved, you can actually design a circuit, take readings for the voltage and current requirements of a device, such as a cell phone, and the output characteristics of a solar panel, and determine the optimum output voltage, and use a voltage regulator to you know, tune the circuit to that voltage, and voila, it works.
It was neat for me, probably like a lot of other people, just to see how our knowledge throughout the year came together, and then how just the little panel was able to power a cell phone without using electricity.
It was really surprising because it took a lot of different sketches and a lot of different designs to actually figure out the right combination of where to put the diode and where to put the voltage regulator, and it felt just like very rewarding to actually have it work, because all the work that you put into it, it was like, oh, it actually works, we can use this. Very cool.
Everything is separated.
It was really exciting, and we were outside and it was sunny and it was charging and it was good.
Yeah, the aha moment's great because, you know, it's so abstract for so long, and then you actually hook it up and you see the charge light come on, and you're just, yeah, it's like, wow, this isn't something he made up. This actually works, you know.
And the phone is gonna power up in a second, and now it's charging.
It's a really good skill to have, especially in the world today, since we're losing such resources that are necessary. So solar power is always good.
Okay, so this right here is one of those moments where science can save your life, right?
Because that's the future of our energy, really. We really need to work on using solar energy to help our country, and we really just need to know how to harness the natural resources we have.
I feel like ground is probably also this side. That's usually how things work.
We're proud to report the solar chargers worked, and some of the students are going to give their new solar chargers some use. Coming up next.
Have a good school year. Do well in school.
These Emma E. Booker Elementary School students are getting some new backpacks and school supplies from a local business and an international charity. That story is right after this break.
Have a great school year. Have a great school year. Is this color you want? You want the orange one?
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making Home Affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 110 children is diagnosed with autism. That's a 600% increase in the last 20 years. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Students at Emma E. Booker Elementary School are getting some new school supplies and a brand new backpack to help them through their school year. The donations were made possible by World Vision Charities and PGT Industries. The students were surprised by the event. And here's a look as the students picked up their supplies.
What I'm so excited about is when there are people in this community who realize, you know what, they want to see you ready for school too. And they feel like they can do something to help you be ready for school.
Actually, it makes me feel good because it actually makes me think about that I'm actually lucky to get a new backpack for other than people who can't afford to get a backpack. And I'm actually like this program because people who can't afford to get something, like their parents can't afford to get them, this actually helps them earn a backpack. Well, not necessarily earn, but they get a backpack for like
a notebook, paper, a pencil pouch. No, it was a surprise. It's very relieving, and I'm so happy I got it.
And they're going to help us by handing out these backpacks.
I felt very excited because some people didn't get to get these backpacks, and I'm very grateful.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. The best part is getting into the field. I mean, I love working with the organizations and seeing them do a team building event, but when you see it get from their hands into the kids' hands, that's the best part. Here, have a great school year.
It's great. There's nothing better than the look on their face when they receive that backpack and those school supplies.
Here, have a great school year. Good. Do well this year.
Oh, I just feel so incredibly fortunate as a principal to be able to know that we have parents and family members who support our students, but to know that they are perfect strangers who just saw fit to really bless our students with things that they really need to be prepared for a school year is just an amazing, thing from my perspective. So whenever there's community support to provide the things that we as a community can't necessarily provide for our students, it's just an amazing thing.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Have a great school year. Do well in school. Okay.
I was happy because if my backpack did break, I wouldn't have, my parents would not be able to go to the store because there's a whole bunch of us at home, and I'm happy that they gave me a backpack.
You like the orange one? You like another color better?
I actually like this because all the stuff that you get in it, like school supplies, anything else that you need, but you couldn't afford it. And I also like how there's a note made exactly for you inside of the backpack. Hold on. The note says, hope that your school year is built with lots of fun, I think. But I actually like that because it actually makes me feel excited, really, for being here at the school.
Best wishes in your school year.
Thank you. I feel very thankful because they were very helpful to giving us these backpacks.
You do well in school. How old are you?
10.
Wow, you do well this year, okay?
There were over 200 backpacks given out, and what a nice donation from those two organizations. Well, that will wrap up this edition of Education Excellence. We thank you for joining us. I'm Sarah Michele, a senior from the digital video production class at Sarasota County Technical Institute. And if you would like to contact us at Education Excellence, our phone number is 941-361-6355. Or you can check out our website. It's www.theedchannel.net. And we thank you for watching Education Excellence.